With Elon Musk recently splashing a mind-blowing $44 billion on the social network Twitter just to prove his naysayers wrong. It got me thinking, what have other billionaires spent their wealth on that can seem over the top, daring, and perhaps even a bit strange to the rest of us? Well, let's start by looking at something simple, your phone. You'll most likely replace it in a few years, yes? But that's just not how a billionaire thinks. For them, a phone is more than just a necessity, it's an asset they can flip for a fortune. I'm not surprised to see that the most expensive phone in the world today was once owned by Nita Ambani, the wife of India's second richest man Mukesh Ambani. In 2014, she purchased the phone for a staggering $48.5 million. Oh yes, you heard that right. Known as the Supernova iPhone 6 Pink Diamond, it functions just like any other regular iPhone 6, but it's the customizations that make this smartphone a rare collector's item. The phone is covered in 24-karat gold and endowed with a massive pink diamond on its rear. It is then coated in platinum to give it an elegant finish. Currently, the phone is available for purchase online, with some websites listing it as high as $95.5 million. But phones aren't the only unique collector's item that billionaires are spending lavishly on. There's a saying among the elite that a wealthy individual must always be complimented by a rare watch. And the rarest of them all has to be the Hallucination watch, created by world-renowned designer Lawrence Graf. Valued at a staggering $55 million, the watch boasts 110 carats of unique and rare diamonds, sourced from different parts of the world. From fancy intense blue to fancy vivid yellow diamonds, these precious minerals feature unique cuts, such as emerald, marquise, and radiant. There have even been rumors that a reclusive female tycoon recently snatched it up for its asking price. However, whether she'll be daring enough to roam out with it in public is another question altogether. But aside from fancy phones and extraordinary watches, every billionaire must have a luxury car sitting elegantly in their garage. That's if their patterns are anything to go by. And no vehicle stands out more than the vintage 1963 Ferrari 250 GTO. In fact, there are only 36 GTOs ever manufactured, and they've passed ownership between notable billionaires such as Rob Walton, owner of Walmart, and fashion mogul Ralph Lauren. In November of 2021, a billionaire vehicle manufacturer, David McNeil, purchased a silver 1963 Ferrari GTO for an astounding price of $70 million, setting the record for the highest amount paid for a luxury vehicle in the world. While some billionaires love to splash money on fast vintage cars, others prefer to be a little more artistic with their taste. We're talking about the billionaire art collectors who have splashed a fortune on some of the most eccentric pieces from around the world. One exclusive art piece that's been on the buyer's watch list is none other than Alberto Giacometti's L'Homme Ardui, which translates to pointing man in English. This unique sculptor stands at a height of 70 inches, with 6 casts sculpted, and one of them is currently on exhibition at New York's Museum of Modern Art. But it's the other sculpture that sparked a lot of interest when it was purchased by billionaire Stephen Cohen for a mind-blowing $141 million. What about the billionaires who are all about expressing their undying love to their inamoratas? Yes, these are the billionaires that have splashed a fortune on some of the most expensive jewelry in the world. In fact, look no further than a Heritage in Bloom, arguably the most expensive necklace in the world. This exquisite piece of jewelry was designed by Wallace Chan and adorned with 383.4-carat diamonds. The enormous centerpiece is a 104-carat Cullinan diamond that glimmers unforgivingly in the light. It did not stay ownerless for long, because in 2010, the necklace was purchased by Hong Kong jewelry retailer Chow Tai Fook for a staggering $200 million. We also have billionaires that have taken a liking to Renaissance art, especially pieces with a notable historical figure behind them. I'm talking specifically about Leonardo da Vinci's Salvator Mundi, which is thought to have been painted between 1499 and 1510. This painting is believed to be a portrait of Jesus, and it translates to Savior of the World. In 2017, the Salvator Mundi was purchased by Saudi Arabian Prince Badr bin Abdullah for a whopping $450 million, making it the most expensive painting ever sold. Nevertheless, luxury isn't just in vintage paintings and cars alone. The internet is also a goldmine for tech billionaires looking to spend lavishly on invaluable digital assets. I'm talking about the sale of the most expensive domain in history. While very limited information has leaked about the sale of Cars.com, it was believed to have been sold in 2015 for $872 million, which goes to show that some of the simplest investments early on can translate accumulate into a fortune years later. Speaking of tech billionaires and entrepreneurs, one man is known for paving the way for the internet through his groundbreaking computer software. I'm talking about none other than Bill Gates. So, what did he once buy that deserves a worthy mention on this list? Well, back in a 1994 auction in New York, Gates purchased the Codex Leicester, a series of scientific writings published by Leonardo da Vinci between 1504 and 1508, for a then record-breaking $31 million, making them the fifth most expensive writings in the world. Today, the Codex Leicester is valued at over $50 million. I mean, talk about a smart investment, right? Interestingly, Gates isn't the only techpreneur that splashed a fortune on a crazy purchase. I believe that award goes to Larry Ellison, the founder of Oracle Corporation. In 2012, Ellison purchased 98% of Lanai Island for a mind-blowing $300 million. This consisted of 90,000 acres of prime Hawaiian land, as well as 2 Four Seasons resorts. Oh, and did I mention that the island is home to more than 3,000 people? So, aside from owning a paradise, Ellison's home is also providing employment for thousands of people. Rare minerals still sit at the top of the list as the most luxurious items in the world. And none is more impressive and desired than the Cullinan, the most expensive diamond in the world. Known as the Star of Africa, this precious mineral boasts 3,106 75 carats of precious diamond. The diamond was discovered by Frederick Wells in 1905 in Cullinan, South Africa. 2 years later, it was presented as a gift by Prime Minister Louis Botha to King Edward VII. In 1908, it was cut into 9 unique pieces by mining company Joseph Astor. While different pieces of the Cullinan have been added as part of the imperial state crown and sovereign scepter with cross, the entire stone is worth an astounding $2 billion. However, not all the most valuable items in the world are fancy and eccentric. Others are downright assault machines that are part of defense spending, and no other country in the world spends lavishly on military equipment than the United States Defense Department. One of their most expensive weapons is the B-2 Spirit stealth bomber, which is also considered the most expensive military plane in the world. Designed to resemble a flying wing, this air assault vehicle is invisible to radar. It can also fire either conventional or nuclear weapons with deadly precision. While it might not be owned by a single individual, the insane price and fierceness of the vehicle goes to show just how powerful and mighty the US military really is. Although the exact details are unknown, it's reported that the B-2 bomber reportedly cost $2.1 billion to build. And last but not least, if you're a sci-fi lover, then you'll be amazed to find out that the most expensive item in the world is antimatter. But why? Well, because according to scientific study, antimatter could be the answer to making the biggest breakthrough in human history: solving space travel. Antimatter could be the fuel needed to provide us with unlimited energy as we traverse the Milky Way, other galaxies, and perhaps even the entire universe. In fact, it costs $62.5 trillion just to obtain a single gram of antimatter from a particle accelerator. Indeed, we're still a long way to go, but the fact that scientists are entertaining the idea means that we could see a serious breakthrough in space travel in a few decades to come. That being said, if you were a billionaire with an endless fortune to spend, what would you splash your wealth on? Let me know in the comment section down below. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you don't mind me, I've got some holiday shopping to do. As always, I'm Mr. Luxury. Pip pip to doodly doo.